I think it's an incredible opportunity to get actually inside high schools, get a sense of the urban high school environment, what that's like. I think it would be eye-opening for lots of students, and I think it would really be instructive.
Definitely. I think it would be a great learning opportunity because it's kind of a hands-on experience for our students, that they're actually going out there and doing the work. It's not just, for them, it's not all theoretical. They're actually going out there. They're not just reading and writing about stuff. They're talking to students and actually in the classroom, out in the field, I guess. So I think that would be good. It's a very Columbia type class.
I think it's a really good idea because Columbia is so diverse, but Chicago is the most segregated city. It's hyper-segregated, I think is the term. And so I think it'd be really important for us as a diverse campus to go out into the community that we're a part of and sort of teach the students, you know, hey, you might not see these people, but they are there, or just sort of teaching them the proper way to deal with people of a different race or gender or sexual orientation or religion or anything like that. And I think it's a great idea for young students to do, like college-age students, and also I think it's going to be a great learning experience for the young students to sort of get a mentor and maybe be told something they've never been told before.
I also think putting students in any type of leadership role where they're forced to sort of take on a leadership role over others is really a powerful learning experience. It would be great for students to have.
I guess teaching skills, you know, kind of acting as, I know the whole point is for them to act as a peer, but they're also sort of an authority figure in the classroom in that moment, and so I think that would be helpful for them. Also too, they might be experiencing the type of high school that they didn't go to themselves, so they're kind of exposing themselves to more diversity, maybe.
I think that's incredibly important because with Chicago being so segregated, sometimes it's easy to point out something that's different in somebody, and with that comes bullying, and I think that bullying is a really big problem. You know, Chicago public schools aren't the greatest place. I think everybody kind of knows that. And so if you can stop, you know, violence at one of its cores, at bullying, and making sure that people don't feel left out, or, you know, they're not persecuted for something that they maybe can't control, like race or gender, then I think that that's really important. That's sort of the first step in stopping bullying.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly important. Bullying continues to be a growing issue, both in high schools and then, of course, outside of high schools, online. It's a huge issue, and I would think college-age peers who are close in age, but a little bit older and clearly have moved on beyond high school would be really powerful deliverers of that message. And I think particularly helping students understand that it's entirely one thing to bully, but it's also something to witness bullying and to allow it to happen and to sort of be passive about that culture. And I think that's a powerful message, and I think college students bringing it would be pretty powerful.
And then for the high school students, I think it would be extremely beneficial because they'd be given an opportunity to dialogue about these important topics and talk to also, you know, get experiences from different types of people.
I think it's a good opportunity for students to sort of become more ingrained in the community that we live in, like in the South Loop, or just in Chicago in general, because lots of times we have students who come from different states or, you know, from hundreds of miles away, and so they come here and they're part of the Columbia community, but they're not part of the Chicago community. And so I think by, you know, forcing them to become part of the Chicago community as a whole, I think will really add to the diversity of the South Loop and sort of the culture that we have here. And I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to benefit, you know, everybody involved. There isn't somebody that's losing out. It's a benefit for everybody, for the students, for the college students, for the elementary students or middle school students or what have you, and for just the community. Because when you create sort of a neighborhood within a city, it's a lot better place, and people become a lot closer and start caring more about each other.
It would help maybe students would take these kinds of dialogues, these conversations home with them and talk in their families about it, and talk with their friends about it. So that would be, a real positive outcome.
It's people talking about it too, right? Because maybe these students go home, talk to their parents about it, and it opens up, further conversations. And it can even spill beyond the high school, right? Because the students are, in after-school programs and are involved in so many activities, and any amount that can be done to make those environments safer, more comfortable, where students can learn and have fun, really make a huge difference.